Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Miftahul Ghanniyah. So, in this occasion, I would like to explain my understanding of the reading materials about cognitive approaches to second language learning. There is no learning focus from this time reading materials in the I Learn, but I will explain it as much as I understand. So there are two main ways researchers look at how people learn a second language. The first group, called universal grammar based researchers, which is focused on the structure of language itself and believe it's a unique part of the mind, of a human mind. And the second group, known as a cognitive theorists, which is more interested in how the brain processes information and learns new things. It's like they treating a second language learning as one type of learning among many others. And the universal grammar theorists emphasize the importance of a language structure, while the cognitive theorists like Pianiman and Towell focus on the learning process itself. Uh, unlike universal grammar theorists who study linguistic system, cognitive theorists draw ideas from cognitive psychology and neurology, and exploring how the brain processes and learn new information. There an ongoing debate between those who think language is a spatial module in the mind and those who believe it's processed using general cognitive mechanisms. Uh, some researchers like Alice and Tomasello see language learning as a part of a broader cognitive process. This isn't a clear-cut divide, and some even suggest a combination of both perspectives. And cognitive theories can be grouped into two main categories. The first one is processing approaches, and the second one is emergentist or constructionist approaches. So, processing approaches study how learners process language information, while the emergentist views focus on language development driven by communication needs without the need for a specific language acquisition device. And next is about how researchers look at how people actually learn language in a more practical sense. So in the second part of the chapter, the focus shifts to how people acquire language from a constructionist or emergentist standpoint. And this involves extracting patterns and regularities from language use and building associations in the brain. And they're not just studying the structure of a language, but how our brains pick up and make sense of it in a real life situations. Imagine it like this. Like when we learn a new language, we start by remembering specific word or phrases like hello or how are you, and then over time our brain notice patterns in those words and phrases are used. It's like recognizing common ways to say things without memorizing every single possibility. And these researchers like Alice and Tomasello use computer models to understand how our brains create these patterns. They believe that as we use the language more, our brain forms connection between words and their meanings, helping us understand and use the language better. Uh, Alice also talks about chunking, which is like breaking down language into a smaller, understandable parts. At first, we might deal with a big chunks of a language, but as we learn more, we start to analyze and understand the individual pieces. So, in a simple terms, the second part of the chapter is all about how we learn language by actually using it. Uh, recognizing the patterns and forming a connection in our brain to make the communication easier. And the computer models they use help us help to see how this learning process happens. And I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for the attention, and I'm sorry for my mistakes. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.